Hi Duane, Michael here in RTE.
Hey, Michael, very well, thanks, man.
In weeks like this, when you're playing South African opposition, are you more prominent in talking or in the team talks and meetings just because of where you're from and your experience?
Uh, I won't really say that, but yeah, I would like to contribute. Obviously, I know the South African mentality and the way the teams played, and as a South African, when you go into big games like this, playoff games, it's a different kind of mentality. So I tend to say a little bit more, but you don't want to take the whole floor over. It's a contribution and it's a team sport, so everyone contributes to the whole cause, and I must say it's been great. Obviously, today in training and in the meetings, everyone had a fair share of their input towards our game and how we want to play.
And you're almost near the end of your first season here, and hopefully there's another two games to go. What has impressed you most about the Ulster setup in comparison to the other clubs that you have played with?
Um, yeah, I think I must say just the energy, and the style and the quickness of play. I was really surprised by the speed of play that Ulster play with, and the effectiveness that has toward your whole game management and everything, playing on the front foot, everything like that. So it's a good thing to get used to, and yeah, it took me a while, but luckily I understand the whole game plan now. So it's just great to be a part of this dynamic team. It's a young squad, but obviously guys that wants to prove something, and also want to lift a trophy. That's a major thing. The last time was a well, a hell of a lot of years ago. So hopefully, we're in the running and we're still in the race. So yeah, let's see. Hopefully, we can tick another box.
John, this is professional rugby, and you're supposed to enjoy the results when they come along and the performances, especially from Friday night. But how do you get the balance between enjoying that and parking it and not relying on your game just to click automatically the next day because you were so good the last day? What's the balance there?
That's exactly. It's difficult because sport's incredibly fickle. You can play unbelievably one week, and then the next week you lose and play poor, and it seems to be a completely different picture. So it is hard to get the right balance between enjoying it. But I think we did in the change rooms after. Everyone had a good smile on their face. We today looked at the game and appreciated the good work we did. Obviously, there's things we can do better, which we'll look to do this week. But yeah, I think we did find the happy medium this week between enjoying it, being confident, and also realizing that there's more we can do.
Talk to me about your own performance and your form this season. Is any of that to do with maybe feeling you haven't got a fair shake with the national team? And is there any bit of a point to prove? I know Andy was there on Friday night, and if it was a trial game, there'd be a lot more Ulster lads who would be looking towards the summer with a bit more optimistically. How do you see that on your own form and your possibilities for the summer?
No, for me it wouldn't be anything to do with that. I think just this season, had a neck injury in the summer. I got back, injured myself first game of the season, got back, started playing really well, got injured again. So I kind of didn't have the continuity that I have had in previous seasons, and I felt I was peaking after Claremont. I was hitting all my PBs in running, and I was in the best shape I'd been, and then I got injured again, like I said. So I feel like I'm back peaking now again. I'm hitting good numbers in games, and feel like I'm peaking at the right time with the season. I feel like I can basically run all day. So as a scrum half, that's how you want to be feeling. So I think that timing's been good for me coming into this knockout rugby semi-final final, whereas maybe in previous seasons when I haven't had those couple injuries, I've probably been a little bit more fatigued by the end of the year. But I feel like, as I said there, I feel like physically I'm peaking now.
Is there some sort of personal satisfaction if you're playing against two other Ireland scrum halves and you come out with a performance and a victory like that?
Well, I don't think I'd be here if I wasn't as competitive as I am, and every game for me. It's not always 9v9, but it's important that I go out and I play as well as I can, and it's something I always strive to do is play as well, if not better than the other scrum half. So yeah, that competitive aspect of me is always there. I was happy with how it went. Things I can do better, obviously, but it's always fun when you're playing other internationals and other people vying for that position. So yeah, it was an enjoyable win, and I really enjoyed the game.
Brilliant. Thanks very much. Good luck on Saturday.
Thank you.
And we've seen lots of recent examples of teams who have put up a massive performance on the weekend, and like your superb performance on Friday, and then struggle to back it up, not least because it was almost a perfect game in some respects, or I know you won't probably take that, but it was such a good performance. How do you make sure that people are still not feeding off what you did last week and have parked it to know that you have to go straight back to the well again to even to get close to a similar performance?
Yeah, look, that's been actually a pretty strong message that's been driven by the senior players this morning. I think, Billy made a really good point that, yes, it's a good performance, but it doesn't mean you can just sit back and fall in love with yourself and that's you done. You've accomplished it and you're finished. And that's really, that was really good to hear the senior players driving that message that we want to go again. Like, yes, it was a good performance, but it wasn't perfect, and there are things that we can get better at. So, look, I guess that is, if you aspire to be, winning a competition, like this, you need to be able to produce a big performance 3 weeks in a row. And 4 teams have been able to do it. This week, there'll just be 2. So we've got to make sure that we, take a step forward again and be one of those 2 teams.